Hey, good morning, YouTubers. This is Bamboo. It is Thursday, June 17th, 2010. Figured I better come and tell you how my day went yesterday. I had pre-op testing done, which went quite well. I'm really kind of tired. It was a long day. Um, so in the morning, I went to an hour and a half, about an hour and 15 minute long dietary class with a nutritionist, and I have to say I'm just overwhelmed with excuse me, with um, all of the information that was thrown at us. My husband and I were just like, are you kidding me? Like, seriously, how are we going to keep track of all this? So thank God they gave us a book with kind of a step by step, week by week follow of what's to come, so that I think you could just kind of follow along week by week with what's supposed to be happening and what you're supposed to be doing. Um, but I do intend on sitting down in the next several days and trying to read it all so that I have a better idea in my brain about what's going to happen and what I need to prepare for in terms of buying food and what to stock my house with and things like that. So I'm still pretty shaky on that ground and pretty overwhelmed in that arena. But all that is done. After the nutrition class, I had kind of just a short, brief welcome to the hospital kind of deal, and a little bit about like what to expect and what the floor is going to be like and things like that. And that all seems pretty standard to me as an RN. Um, and then we headed to the other campus of this hospital, which is the main campus, where I had pre-op testing done. I went to the lab first, and the nice people there decided I needed to get poked not once but twice because the first lady couldn't hit my hand. You can see the little right there. And then another lady came, and I don't know if you can see it, but she poked me in the arm, and I have a big bruise right here. Yeah, you can kind of see it. And there's a knot there. Like, it's a huge bump in my arm because I don't know why, but they always have trouble with my veins. And the first lady was like about 97 years old, and she had like the most shaky hands I've ever seen. And so it was not a real pleasant needle stick, to say the least, from her. And I was not surprised that she did not hit my vein when she couldn't hold the needle steady. So, so I went to the lab first, and I had all that done. And then they sent me to radiology, only for some stupid reason. They were expecting me in radiology at like 10:45 in the morning, and I didn't get out of this class until 10:45. So I'm not sure who set that schedule up, but someone didn't know what they were doing. So anyway, there was no doctor there, and they had to send me to cardiology instead. So I had my EKG done there, and learned about the incentive spirometer, and practiced with that. I mean, as a nurse, I kind of knew that was coming, and I know what to do with it. So that wasn't any real big deal. But so I did that, and then they sent me back to radiology, and I had to wait a little bit. And then I had an upper GI, which is probably the most disgusting thing I've ever had to do. You have to drink a cup of barium, and it is not pleasant. It's thick and foamy and just really kind of gross, to be honest. But I hadn't gotten to eat. I mean, you had to fast for that so that they can see inside your stomach, and so I was pretty hungry by this point of the day. But definitely, it was not satisfying to drink that nasty barium. So I did that, and they took pictures of my stomach, and you stand up, and they put an X-ray over your belly, and then you have to lay down and flip flop in all these different directions and drink more of it, the barium, and it's just gross. And for some reason, I still don't understand why, but they make you put it in your mouth and hold it in your mouth, and then when the doctor tells you to swallow it, you can swallow it. But is when stuff tastes gross, all you want to do is like swallow it. So it was a billion times worse having to just hold this mouthful of foamy grossness. Um, but I did, and I didn't get sick or anything like that. People make it out to be like this horrible torture thing, and it's not pleasant, but it's not like, you're gonna survive it. It's not all that, really. It's not. It's just not tasty, and they try to make it a little bit citrusy, so it's not like totally nasty, but I almost think that makes it worse. But anyway, you will survive it. For anyone who's pre-op and who has not had the pleasure of an upper GI yet, you will survive it. It's not like, don't be nervous, because it's really not that critical or serious. So I got done with that, and then I also had a venous Doppler study done on my legs to just make sure I didn't have any blood clots prior to surgery and all that. All of my testing came back totally normal. So after that, I headed to the same day surgery floor, which is the floor where I will have my surgery on, and I met with a nurse there who did an interview, and then I also met with the anesthesiologist, and he went over a lot of things with me, and I told him I was relatively concerned about being sick after the surgery, because I have some family who doesn't do well with anesthesia, and he ended up giving me a patch to wear behind my ear that I'll put on the night before surgery. And then he said hopefully that, usually lasts like 3 days, so he thought that, that should help with my time in the recovery, so that I won't be throwing up and stuff. And he said that he asked if I get motion sick or seasick or car sick, and I get all three. So he said that people who do get those things are more inclined to not do well coming out of anesthesia. So he thought that it was probably a good thing to try to pre-medicate me as much as possible for that. So yeah, it sounds like we're on the same page with him. After that, I had to go to my surgeon's office and take some pre-op photos and get a pre-op official weight, which my weight had not changed since I was there. Well, I guess it's been a couple months ago now, which is good. It didn't go up any. So, yeah, I'm still at 424, 0.0, in fact, which is kind of weird, but yeah, did that, and then by this time it was probably 3:30 in the afternoon, and I finally could go get something to eat. So I had not eaten since 8 o'clock the night before, which my husband and I were like starving to death, and he was great to sit at the hospital with me and go through it with me and not eat with me and all that. So we were ready to eat. So we went to a nice dinner, an early dinner, I guess you could say. Which was fun, because that was kind of what I wanted to do over the weekend and I didn't get to do. So I ended up getting to go to the restaurant I wanted to go to anyway, which is the Cheesecake Factory. I don't know if any of you have ever had it, but it's just so good. And hello, cheesecake. It cannot be that bad. So I brought my piece of cheesecake home, and I'm going to enjoy some more of it today, as today is my last day of eating food before I start my liquid diet. So it's kind of going to be my little last hurrah, and that's fine with me. So yeah, everything went very smoothly yesterday. I mean, there was a little mix-up on the times, but they adjusted pretty well to it, and they just figured out a way to work around it. And this was my first time ever being in this hospital. I think I've been in almost every hospital in St. Louis, and except for this one. And I have to say, I'm very impressed. It's a small hospital, and very clean, and everyone has been nothing but very friendly to me. So I'm much more at ease about the surgery, seeing what I saw yesterday. So anyway, that's my update. I don't want to run out of time on you guys. So if you have any questions or anything, just let me know. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. I will check back with you tomorrow as I start my liquid diet. Take care.